Alright, we're going to be learning solving trigonometric equations, chapter 5.3. You're going to need your unit circle. I have it here for you in case you don't have it. Just remember, cosine's your x, sine's your y. And just as a reminder, tangent of this one would be 1 over the square root of 3, which when simplified is square root of 3 over 3. Right here, tangent is 1. For this one, tangent is square root of 3 over 1, which equals square root of 3. Right here, tangent is 1 over 0, which is undefined. Over here, you have negative square root of 3 over 1, which is negative square root of 3. This one's negative 1, and this one's negative 1 square root of 3, which simplifies to negative square root of 3 over 3. And then for this one is 0, and over here is 0. After that, it starts to repeat. Okay? So I'll refer back to this when we need it. Here's our first example. We're going to start with combining terms. First example would be sine of x plus square root of 2 equals negative sine of x, not sin. So anything with a trigonometric function, we're going to move to the left side. Anything without, we're going to move to the right side. So when I move this over, sine of x plus sine of x, well, that crosses out, this equals 2 sine of x plus square root of 2 equals 0. I move this to the right side because that doesn't have a trig function in it. So we have 2 sine of x equals negative square root of 2. Divide each side by 2. So now I get sine of x equals negative square root of 2 over 2. Go to our unit circle. Where is sine negative square root of 2 over 2? Well, right here and right here. So at 5 pi over 4 and at 7 pi over 4. So we go to our answers. X equals 5 pi over 4. X equals 7 pi over 4. The thing to remember is this circle goes on forever and ever. So if I go back to unit circle and I was to go all around this circle again, I would get to another point. Well, when you make a circle, when you go around a unit circle, what are we adding to it? 2 pi. So all I want you guys to do to add to your answer is 2 and pi plus 2 and pi. It'll always be 2 and pi because sine, if you remember, has a period of 2 pi. So does cosine, so does secant, so does cosecant. Tangent and cotangent have a period of pi. So when you're dealing with tangent and cotangent, you would just have n pi. Okay? So that's the first example. So it should be easy. Now, what I would want you guys to do is pause this video and see if you can answer this one on your own. Or play little by little, see if you get each step right. So again, plus sine x plus sine x. This crosses out. You get 2 sine of x minus square root of 2 equals 0. So again, everything with the trig function goes to the left side. Anything without a trig function goes to the right side. So now you have 2 sine of x equals square root of 2. Divide by 2. We have Sine of x equals square root of 2 over 2. Back to our unit function. Where does sine equal square root of 2 over 2? Well, here's one of them at pi over 4. Here's another one at 3 pi over 4. That's the only two spots where sine is square root of 2 over 2. So, x equals pi over 4, x equals 3 pi over 4, and then don't forget to add our 2 and pi. Oops, 2 and pi. Okay, those should be simple. Alright, next example would be square roots. So here's an example. 3 tangent squared of x minus 1 equals 0. Again, anything with the trig root goes on the left, anything else goes to the right. So I'm going to move this plus 1 to the right. You have 3 tangent squared x equals 1. Divide by 3. So tangent squared x equals 1 over 3. I'm going to square root both sides. So tangent of x equals plus or minus. We need plus or minus on this time when we're taking square root. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 3 is square root of 3. Okay? Now normally I would have you simplify that, but let's go to our unit circle. We're looking for 1 over square root of 3 for tangent, which is why I did this for you. Look, tangent is 1 over square root of 3. Positive. And over here, negative 1 over square root of 3. So we have pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. So we go back to our answers. X equals pi over 6. X equals 5 pi over 6. Now I told you the period for tangent was pi. So for this one, we're just going to put n pi plus n pi. That's our answer. Okay, so again, here's another example. I prefer you guys to try to answer this without looking at the video. So pause it, try to answer it. Unpause it if you get stuck. But here we go. Plus 3 crosses out. You get 4 sine squared x equals 3. Divide by 4. Sine squared x equals 3 over 4. Square root both sides. Sine of x equals plus or minus. Square root of 3 is square root of 3. Square root of 4 is 2. So we're looking for where sine is square root of 3 over 2 plus or minus. Let's go to our unit circle. Sine square root of 3 over 2. Okay. Here's one of them. Pi over 3. Square root of 3 over 2. 2 pi over 3. Let's see. Square root of 3 over 2 over here. 4 pi over 3. Because we're also looking for the negative ones. And then another one. 5 pi over 3. So we got 4 different answers. Okay. So pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, 5 pi over 3. Let's go back to our answers. X equals pi over 3 plus, remember sine has a period of 2 pi, so 2n pi